To the Democratic Party, where a real-life scene from Frankenstein is now playing out after decades of fomenting anti-American, anti-Semitic, anti-capitalist propaganda in academia, Hollywood, journalism, sports, even religion. Democrats are now forced to contend with a very highly motivated group of indoctrinated, brainwashed socialists/communists who don't really love our country and want to destroy our entire system, the greatest wealth-creating system ever created by man, right here in this country. Their first step, taking over the Democratic Party, that is picking up steam. If there are any moderates left, those people are cowering in fear, and their silence is deafening. In fact, newly minted party leader Zohran Marxist Kami Mamdani chomping at the bit to use the International Court, the ICC, to arrest Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Take a look.
When it comes to Benjamin Netanyahu, we're speaking about someone who's the subject of an international criminal court arrest warrant. And he's the subject of this arrest warrant for alleged crimes against humanity, for war crimes, and he's the architect of the genocide against Palestinians in Gaza as Israel's prime minister. These are not facts of my personal assessment, they are facts of public record. And I believe that when someone is charged with an international criminal court warrant, it's something that should be taken seriously.
Okay, maybe he's dumb, maybe he's just ignorant. We, as a country, do not recognize the International Criminal Court. We are not ruled by a bunch of woke international bureaucrats. But Zohran dares to dream. For the record, he has zero jurisdiction. It's all a show of his hatred against, Israel, led by Bibi Netanyahu. And like Mamdani, these new democratic socialists don't want America to exist at all. Now, take a look at their charter. Naturally, former DNC Vice Chair David Hogg is applauding this new radical movement. Take a look at this.
Do we want a party that is old, rich, and out of touch? Or do we want a party led by young people like Melot and Zohran? Do we want a party that's led by cowards or a party that's led by truly courageous leaders who, when they are voting, ask themselves, well, which special interest is this going to piss off? Because I really don't want AIPAC to spend $1 million against me in my primary, or for Lockheed Martin to not give me my $5,000 corporate PAC check, but instead ask themselves, what is the right thing to do? What do we want to be?
Now, Melot, who he referred to there, has called for a reckoning in America, said that the 9/11 terror attacks were, quote, inevitable, suggesting that the 2,977 fellow citizens, people that died on 9/11, deserve to die because of America's foreign policy decisions. And yet a former DNC vice chair is now calling for her to lead the Democratic Party. Unfortunately, this kind of political rot extends to more than just the Democratic Party. You have American-hating socialists. They have taken up positions all across the federal bureaucracy, now including museums. And today on Capitol Hill, Congressman Brandon Gill confronted the director of the National Museum of American History for injecting these far-left anti-American politics into the museum. Take a look.
Is it important to be polite?
Excuse me, sir?
Is it important to be polite?
Yes, sir.
It's also interesting because the same mass action toolkit that your organization has been promoting references politeness as a defining characteristic of white supremacy culture. Ma'am, are you a white supremacist?
No, sir.
You're not. Can you help me square why your organization says that being polite is part of being a white supremacist?
I'm not exactly familiar with that passage of the Mass Action Toolkit, which is not
I can show you the
one that we
passage right
developed.
here.
I don't, pardon me?
I said I just read you the passage from it.
You honestly can't make it up. There's a part of this, it's hilarious. There's another part that's chilling. Now, the question tonight, where are all the Democrats that are willing to stand up in defense of our country, our Constitution, our value system? Of course, crickets. Now, the core of their party now wants to abolish the Senate and the presidency, private business. They want to open the borders, empty the prisons, defund the police, abolish ICE, and give themselves power over your health care, your jobs, even your kids. In other words, they want to destroy the country that we grew up in, the greatest wealth-creating system in the history of mankind, using the Democratic Party as a vehicle. They seem to be winning. And yet there's little public outrage from other Democrats. Even former Obama advisor Van Jones, who's pretty radical left himself, is becoming alarmed. Take a look.
This stuff is going too far. I am a progressive Democrat. You want to talk about prison reform? I've done it as well as anybody, Republican Democrats in the South with Trump. I've done prison reform. I never said have no prisons. Where are you going to put the Klan? I've done police reform. I never said no police. Where are you going to put the pedophiles? Who's going to grab the pedophiles? This stuff is going too far. I've been waiting my whole life to see a youth movement do what it's doing. But it's being hijacked by people who are putting in nutty ideas supporting terrorists, nutty ideas saying that we don't need cops in prison. We can't deport anybody even if they rape somebody. Who said this? Chevalier.
All right, so what is next for this radicalized Democratic Socialist Communist Party? And how can Americans confront this socialist radical movement before it picks up even more momentum? All right, thanks for watching. Check out my new podcast, Hanging Out with me, Sean Hannity. The big interviews, the debates you won't get anywhere else. Like and subscribe for new episodes every Tuesday and Thursday.